broke the coach, and you have taken the rivalry by force, and now the conference is yours. The conference, if you want to win the Big Ten, it runs through Ann Arbor. This is now the late 90s. It's back. You disagree, you want to argue, you think I'm going too far, that's fine. We can have that battle. But I think the more relevant one as well is, I've said all year I thought the national title was coming out of the Big Ten. Bama's not vintage, Georgia's not that impressive, and really the rest of America's busy shoving their head up their ass.
Yeah, we got you to waver for about a week.
A little bit. I got a little scared. But then the nightlight came on, and I was okay. And I feel like Michigan can do this. Doesn't bring me any pleasure in saying it, and I'm actually looking at moving to Mars. But the point is, they can do this. This is a very real thing.
I do believe that they did break Ohio State, and I think Ohio State, if you ever want to see that moment when it was broken, you go back and look at 88 for the Buckeyes when he headbutted the Michigan player. That right there said that was a desperate team, and they didn't know what to do. So now you got to resort to these types of antics. So, but I think Michigan's going to be in the national title game. I think it's going to be Michigan-Georgia 2.0. It's going to be a better game than last year. Now, Mike has them winning it. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I'll be interested to see what Michigan does with the Georgia tight ends, because that's just something that a lot of teams, no one's really seen that before, of two tight ends going that way. Mike, real quick, I have a little bit of breaking news for you.
Hold, please.
The Big Ten has finally spoken, and I guess we put an end to this, what happened in the tunnel incident at the University of Michigan.
Oh, one of the great crimes throughout history.
Yes, it was. The University of Michigan, well, they were found guilty of not providing a safe place for players to walk up and down the tunnel. They have been publicly reprimanded. The Big Ten wagged their finger at them. Crump, the guy who swung the helmet, he was suspended for the 4 games this year, plus the next 8 games into the season next year.
Okay, just kick him out of school. Next.
Everybody else served a 4-game suspension, time served, and MSU has just released a statement. They are all immediately back with the team.
Oh, so there's not going to be a mass execution in the town square?
No.
We're good?
No.
Okay.
No beheadings.
Okay.
So there it is.
Lovely. And David, would you like to add anything? I mean, outside of Archduke Ferdinand getting assassinated, I know that was crime number 2 of the last 200 years.
No, one more thing. Michigan State was fined $100,000.
Oh, yes. Was it 100,000 or 10,000?
I'm seeing 100,000.
Make it $1 million while you're at it. Who cares?
$1 million.
Honestly, I mean, just please.
Yeah.
Any other ways you can bleep in their stocking? Yeah. Good Lord. I mean, you had an Oregon player punch a fan yesterday on the field. You had Arizona State brawl. This happens all the time. This thing is the most trumped-up thing out there. Sorry, carry on.
No. There it is. So,
all right.
There you have it. I think it's now finally officially over.
That's what you think, Sparty. All right, let's go to the people, though. We've given you 2 pathways, but it's really wherever you want to go with it. Jake's in Plymouth. He's up next. What's up, Jacob?
Ooh, I want to go down both pathways. Ryan Day looked like Thanos. This is for Rico at the end of Endgame. Just sits down, accepts it, and looks like he's lost everything he ever had.
You know what, Jake? Great analogy. Yeah, he realized I have officially lost, and there is nothing I can do.
I feel so left out. All right, I'm going to have to watch this comic book.
Hey, Mike, you know what? The movie's only been out for like 5 years, Mike.
Or he looked like Andy Dufresne after he got locked in the water room.
Yes.
Either one of those analogies.
Yes.
That one for you, Mike.
Thank you.
I'm in agreement, though. I think they can win the national championship. I really do. I think this whole year they just said they go punch for punch for the first half, and second half they beat them down physically to the point where they want to go home. And then Michigan puts their hands out and says, "I'm also taking your girlfriend home with me."
Ooh. But you know what, Jacob? Look, the ability to counterpunch, if teams are going to go single high safety, or in the case of Ohio State, both safeties vacate the field, if you're able to now counter with explosives, not just 8-yard completions, it's a different dimension. And it opens up a door where, okay, now I'm going to put whoever I play to a choice. And I just, look, it's not a shot, Jacob. Bama may not be in this. Georgia's nowhere near as good as they were last year. And everybody else is highly flawed. I think they can do this.
And you said you want him to play USC. Caleb Williams can run around, man. That I watched him versus Notre Dame. That guy can run around great. But Michigan catches him once.
Oh, yeah.
Throws him down. And his offensive line is not good.
No, Jacob, I just want to see it because it's more interesting than TCU.
Fun and entertaining.
Yeah, you playing TCU, I mean, you may as well hook up TCU to the death machine and inject them. I mean, they have no
you know
chance.
what?
They won't be able to do that last-second comeback when Michigan's just running the ball down their throat.
Exactly.
They won't be able to do what they've done every year.
My point to you is don't go to Indy. Don't go to the semifinal. Get your trip to the national title game now. You have the pathway to be there. Do it before all of Kenny's relatives buy the tickets.
Cookies. Oh, man. I'm just going to try.
You got to do it. You got to do it. If I were like David, you're not going to Indy because you're hosting a funeral. Well, wait a minute. Wow.
That's not even.
You don't host a funeral. Hold on. No,
just move fast.
No, I want to apologize.
Just move fast. I'm not going to Indy. Next.
What do you say when someone? It's
Don't
not.
even worry about it. Just say
It's
next.
not hosting a funeral. It's you're orating. You're whatever it is.
Officiating.
He's officiating a funeral. He is unable to go to Indy, but that's okay. You don't need to go to Indy. And you don't even need to go to the semis. You get your ticket for the final now. Tell me right
David,
now you don't believe you're going to be in that game.
I do believe we're going to be in that game.
Then get your tickets.
Yeah.
David, come out to the semis. We can hang out.
I can use that money for the title game. What are you talking about? In celebration afterwards.
Please.
Happy New Year.
Rico picks you up from the airport and he chloroforms you as you're putting your bag in his trunk.
I'm in the desert somewhere, not alive.
Rico welcoming all Wolverines to Scottsdale.
Yeah, David.
Kenny, are you going to go to the title game? Let's talk about it.
I might. That's a good question. I think I should.
Well,
I missed last year.
Well, right, but you were never getting to that game when it was Georgia-Bama. My question is, how confident are you? If I say right now it's your Bulldogs versus U of M, let's say you're minus, let's say they put a flat 7 and let the market dictate price.
They'll cover. No problem.
9.5.
Keep going.
13.5.
Now that's where we start to say, all right, because that's where kind of where I was thinking I'd set the line at is 13 and a half, somewhere in there.
All right. I had to ask.
Wow.
Kenny, I think you better be careful.
I think we use history as a guide, my friends.
These are not last year's Wolverines, my man.
These are not last year's Bulldogs.
You know what? No,
exactly my problem.
But
No,
they have
but Mike,
national
here's-
title experience.
And right there, Kenny just nailed it. I think that, this is one of those times where Michigan, as great as they've been playing in that national title game, the lights are the brightest they've ever been, and no one has experienced that before.
Okay. I had to ask our resident SEC aloof.
No, because going into the semifinal game, those guys were all there. So the newness is gone. They know the routine. They know the media schedule. They know the practice. This is old hat to them. That's why I think that, in the semifinal game, they're going to win that thing. Getting to the national title game, different animal. We'll see what happens. Georgia was there last year. Michigan wasn't.
Let's go to Mike. He's up next. What's up, Mikey? Mike.
Hello?
Hey, there you are. What's up, man?
This is calling in from Columbus. I have I got an issue with Rico Beard. So, being a Michigan fan, it is hard to be blinded with criticism, but I feel like Rico has a hard time giving Michigan its due whenever they win, at least. So during the Michigan State win, he tried to overplay it by saying that Michigan wasn't tough enough to win that game, blah, 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 blah. This game here, the last thing you guys said last week was F Michigan. They weren't going to do anything, and they dominated, and we kind of brushed it under the water like it was nothing.
So you've been holding on to this all weekend. Hold on, whoa. You've been holding on to this for all weekend because you haven't heard anything I said today, right?
Oh, I heard you today. You've been kind of brushing it under the water. Just
What?
How have I brushed it under the water?
I think that you brushed it under the water mainly because there's really not much to say now because Michigan won. Now, if
I
we would've
said that you're
barely
going to
won,
the national title game. How did I brush it under the water?
Said that you broke Ohio State. Said that it's your
I think
conference.
Mike said we broke Ohio State. Rico never said that. Now, the reason I called in is mainly because of next year. I just want to get your take on that.
You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter my take because apparently I'm just going to say Michigan sucks. So you know what? I'll get it over with now. Michigan sucks. There you go.
No.
Is that what you want to hear?
Oh, Lord help us.
No,
ahead.
apparently that's all he's held on to this all weekend. Didn't hear a word that I said.
I think you're clouded by Michigan State too much to where you don't give Michigan its due.
No, I think you're clouded by Michigan so much that you can't hear the truth of what I say something. We can do this all day. We can do this all day.
My main take is next year.
What is your main
going
take?
into the Big Ten, you got UCLA.
You're the greatest
and
team
USC.
ever. You could beat the 85 Bears.
What are we doing
You
here?
got UCLA.
There's no team greater than Michigan next year. JJ will get my Heisman vote next year.
Let
I
Mike
promise.
talk. Let's see what his point is for
that
next
true?
year.
Really?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just saying,
Mike. Because my goal in life is to make you happy.
You have Mel Tucker coming into next year. He's
He'll
going to be on
lose.
that hot seat.
Yeah, he'll lose. He'll get fired.
He's going to get. You want to be?
Yeah, he's gonna get
realistic,
fired
or-
because he won't even make it to the game. They're gonna fire him before the Michigan game.
What are we doing here?
I'm saying you got Mel Tucker, who's the king of the transfer portal. You're going to try to bring in all these new guys next year. Meanwhile, you have USC, UCLA coming in. The worst thing that could possibly happen was Ohio State losing, because now Ohio State has been dominating Michigan State all year long. So now you're going to be under the third best team in the Big Ten.
So Mike,
You got
let me
Michigan
just
up.
say say this.
Is there a
you
question in
you
there?
just beat Ohio State, and your biggest concern is Michigan State right now?
Yes.
Watch
Wow.
All right,
Tell me.
I feel
Oh,
like
my.
You know what?
favoritism has been. You've been throwing jabs the whole season.
We're rivals.
Michigan.
We
And
are
now that
rivals,
there's-
Mike. We are
You
rivals.
just beat Ohio State. We
This
just
is
said
what
you're
we
going to
do.
the national title game, and your biggest concern is Mel Tucker and the transfer portal.
Mike, let me help you with something, Mike. Let me help you with something. First of all, let me help you. And second of all, Mike, we threw jabs all year. You've thrown jabs for 15 years. And we
don't know
owned
what
you.
to say here.
Mike, we're
I got it.
rivals. This is what we do. But the idea, I don't need to defend a 65-year-old man, but I'll defend Rico is that all he's done
65.
is. My bad. Between saying David was hosting a funeral
65-year-old Rico.
and 65-year-old Rico. Mike, this is the problem. You get to a point where, much like the tunnel gate, short of executions, I don't know what you want. The whole do you realize that the two Spartans on this station are the only ones using the word national title with you? The Go Blue Hour in the morning and Go Blue Lunch Pail in the middays didn't say it. Do you realize we're the only ones pushing the idea that you broke OSU? Giving you reasons why?
No, I'm still concerned. He waited all this time. He's more concerned about Mel Tucker next year. You just beat the Buckeyes. You got a clear path to the national title game, and this is on your mind? Wow. Tell me you're a loser without telling me you're a loser.
There's no reason for that. Come on, it's Thanksgiving week.
No, Thanksgiving is over.
Okay.
You're no longer thankful for.
I'm with David. I just don't. We don't need to go this route.
I mean, at this point, no matter what I say, so I might as well embrace the hate and just, be that guy.
See, the difference is I'm a weird cat. I can hate your guts, but still respect you.
Right.
I respect the hell out of what they've accomplished. I don't have to like them. But that doesn't cloud my ability to call a spade a spade. They are very possibly the best football team in America.
But here's the thing. I don't expect either of you to like them at all. It's just it is what it is. I'm not sitting here like, I need you all to be this way. No, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to live in my joy for the next week.
That's right.
Few weeks.
Right.
I don't need.
Hosting
like,
funerals.
I brushed it under like, dude, I came out and said JJ did the things that JJ had. I've been promised. I saw it in that game.
Yeah, well, you
They're
didn't
gonna
say it was
win.
Joe Montana, you slap.